Hey, what's up? What's going on? I hope everyone's doing well. What's going on? And welcome to another episode of Hey Mark, the podcast where I, Mark, get to have open and authentic conversations about things like mental health and self-development. And the reason I'm out here having these types of conversations, the reason I'm out here having these chats is because I want to try and help alleviate some of the suffering that's happening out there in silence. And so if you're brand new to this podcast, that's what you can expect. If you're returning to this podcast, if you listened before, then thank you for coming back. Thank you for joining this community. And thank you for being you. Thank you for doing what you do. But before we jump into this, let me just kind of explain what it is. So if you're brand new to this kind of stuff, I have a group on Telegram where we meet up and chat, on a daily basis, basically talking about these types of topics. But once a week, we actually meet up on Zoom and we get to have these group chats, and do some like weekly check-ins. And I want to show you guys what types of conversations that we get to have. And so this week, we got to chat a lot about kind of letting yourself down versus letting other people down. We talked a little bit about, urgent tasks versus important tasks. And we also talked a lot about, the importance of having a big goal or the importance of having lots of, smaller goals. And so I want to jump straight into this conversation so you guys can kind of hear what our conversations are like. And if you want to join in on this group, then just message me, reach out. My Instagram will be at the bottom of the screen here for those of you watching this. But if you're just listening, it'll be in the show notes below or wherever the show notes are for this podcast. And so without further ado, let's jump into this and so you guys can hear this group chat. And like I said, reach out if you want to join in.
I was wondering, is it just like a hyper focus thing? Like, is it easier to hyper focus in on one thing, like versus having maybe like a daily structure? Because for me personally, if I have a list of shit that I need to do, I keep stickies on my laptop, which is actually no longer working for me. I have to change that. So that's actually one of this week's goal, because I open up my laptop, I see my fucking Mark's seen them probably. I'm sure you've seen them. I have so many fucking things on those lists and I check them off or I like write reminders about them because a lot of them are reoccurring. But now when I open up my laptop and I see all that shit, it is overwhelming as fuck. I'm like, I have all of this shit I have to do. I'm gonna have to probably start doing what Mark does and keep like an actual written like daily list. That's gonna be more beneficial for me. But I completely agree. I just think about it as if like I completely agree about like big events because I'm able to hyper focus. The only thing that happens is that when I hyper focus on like one thing, one event, whatever it is, a lot of my other shit that I like need to be doing amongst the day, not like my daily usual routine stuff that I do anyways, like morning routines or night routines that I'm so used to now. It's the shit that I also need to get done. Some of it like just goes out the fucking window because I'm so hyper focused on like the one thing, the one event. And then, well, fuck, I totally forgot to call my friend back. Well, shit, I totally forgot to like, I get too tired and then I didn't keep my promise to Mark or like, whatever it is, I'm so hyper focused that it affects everything else. So I almost wonder, is it like beneficial to have those really big events and like be so focused on those things? Or is it way more beneficial to like, take one day at a time, write out those lists, like get as much done as you possibly can and like be, I don't know, more daily about it. That's the only way I can explain it.
My answer is yes. Because I think having like, so like what you're basically saying is like, should you be focusing on big thing and having one of those big things healthier or easier to focus on, or is it easier to attack all the little things? Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, I just am wondering how people feel about that because I've heard so many times and so many other groups is like, and I've preached this too. You should have this grand vision. You should fucking dream big. You should have this massive goal. Like for my dad, it's like this crazy big farm and everything else around him seems as though it is fucking crumbling because he's so hyper focused on this massive legacy of having this huge farm and school. And of course he's taking care of so much other shit. Like everybody's taking care of a lot of shit amongst taking care of that huge fucking goal. But is the rest of the shit crumbling around you like actually worth it to like be so fucking hyper focused on that? You know, that's kind of what I'm wondering is like prioritize. Yes, 100% agree with Mark there. Like prioritizing is important, and like, you know, being healthy and taking time for yourself is important, and like having a big goal is important, but like where do you draw the line of like hyper focusing? Because I understand it's like I got to get shit done, or like I want to leave a legacy, or like I got this huge fucking goal. I kind of want to know, Mark, what your perspective is on that, because I know you have a big goal of like, you know, having the gym and the community center and, you know, having a place for everybody to come together. But it seems as though you're doing so well in terms of like focusing daily instead of hyper focusing and like having everything else fall apart.
Yeah, the way I look at life is like it's kind of like everything that happens on a macro level has to happen on a micro level. So like we think of like, and I'm somebody that's like, yeah, we like, there's a big vision, there's a big goal in every area of my life. I have a big goal, like every area of my life. I've tried to set like an ambitious big goal and I'm going to shoot for it. Right. But when I wake up in the morning, I'm not thinking about end game. Like people, this is like one of the funny things I always talk about with like, and there's a lot of people in like their mid-20s that are like, you know, like the quote unquote hustlers. There's the entrepreneurs, they have these big goals. And when you meet up and talk with them and they're like, oh, we should make masterminds. We're the most motivated people. And then I've met up with those people and then they're like, oh, this is my big goal and I'm going to achieve it within 5 years. And this is the thing. And I'll make X amount of money. And I'm like, they're like, how about you? Like, when are you going to achieve your thing? And I'm like, when it fucking happens. I don't know. I couldn't fucking tell you. I know what's going to happen. No idea when it's going to happen. Because I don't know about you, but my life likes to throw me curveballs every fucking day. And it's going to sometimes throw me a knuckleball that's going to curve up and hit my cheek. Like I get beat up by life. So for me, what I think is best is like, yeah, I'm fighting this war, but every single day I have to show up to a little battle. Right? Like, it's not like I'm going to win the war in one day. This is like, that's just not the type of goal that I have. It's not achievable in one day. It's not achievable even in a year or even probably in a decade. So like, I know for myself, my life, it will only be achieved if I win small battles all the time. And I'm moving forward. And like, it's so easy when you have a big goal. Like, so for your father's example, like, having the idea, like he has the property, he has the farm, he has his vision. He's like, we just have to build everything. We have to do everything. We have to get it all running. That's so easy to focus on. It's not like you have to remind yourself, like when you wake up, he's probably thinking, oh, fuck, we have to do this shit. So it's like, well, what do I do to make sure that everything else doesn't crumble? That's the way I think. Cause it's like, yeah, I'm already going to be focused on my goals. I wake up thinking about them. And that's the first thing I think about. So what do I have to do then? I have to mitigate every other little fucking annoyance that's going to pop up in my brain. You know, is it like, for me, you look at my calendar. It's like, I literally have lists all over my apartment. I have a whiteboard behind me. I have a calendar in front of me. I have a list right here of little shit. And it's like, call this person, message this person, reply to this, you know, book an interview. Like for me, like that's like on my list is like meal prep, go to Miles's, record an episode, like an interview, yoga, post an Instagram reel, post tomorrow. Like, it's like, that's all my little shit that I have to, that's the stuff that's going to overwhelm me, that I'm going to go to bed and be like, fuck, I forgot about this kind of stuff. So that's why I said yes. My answer is yes to you. I think it's important to have the massive big goal. And that's going to be your why. So that when you're like having one of those days where you're like, why the fuck am I going through this process? You remember, oh, I have that big goal. That's my why. And I say, have as many of those as you can, right? Like I have one with my relationship. I have one with my career. I have one with how I want to spend my time. I have like, there's multiple massive goals that I have. And those are my whys. That's my like quote unquote why beyond myself. Like a lot of them are beyond myself. Like it impacts a lot more than just me. So it's a strong emotional connection to that. Right. So I think that that's helpful. Have the massive goal. But then in terms of like, and this is something we say all the time and it's so cliche, but it's like, dude, if you're not taking care of the little things, so like take care of the, like, that's where my lists come into play. Like my daily battle is the little things that get swept under the rug. I'm checking under the rug every morning. And then it's like, also, why am I checking under the rug? And why do I consistently check under the, because that's what we were talking last week about burning out. And it's like, you don't burn out from doing too much. You burn out from not doing enough of the little things. Well, those are what my daily lists consist of. Those are the things that I forget about. So it's like the constant checking under the rug of like, am I forgetting to do shit? Am I forgetting to do shit? Because that's how you wake up, like, you know, after 6 months, 7 months, a year of grinding, and you've gained X amount of pounds. Why is it? Because you swept shit under the rug. Or you lost X amount of pounds. Why is it? Because you swept shit under the rug. Or, hey, why am I fucking $9,000 in debt out of nowhere? Oh yeah, because you were sweeping shit under the rug. Like, it's always like the little things. Like, and then when you're wondering why the fuck you're doing the little things, then you think big picture again. It's like, oh yeah, I have this super ambitious goal and I'm emotionally connected to it and I have to fucking do it. Because when you're emotionally connected to something that's beyond yourself, like the thing is we're so used to letting ourselves down that we're okay with letting ourselves down. It's like, hey, if I don't do this thing today, it's going to impact me, but whatever, I don't really care. Like, it's fine. You know, I'm going to take a day off. It'll be okay. You know, for me, at least, like, that's where I think, like, I don't give a fuck about letting myself down. I don't see it. But if I know something impacts somebody else, I'll stress 10 times more, because letting someone else down, like having a goal beyond myself, helps me a lot, because letting someone else down fucking hurts me more than letting myself down a lot of the time. Like, it's like, man, I can't believe I fucking did that to that person. They were counting on me. Or, hey, I saw this problem and I knew I could have fixed it, but I didn't. Like, those are the things that kind of, so the big goal kind of keeps me going, because it's like, it impacts more than just me. Like, that's the kind of way I think about it. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know if that answers the question properly, but
it's purpose. I mean, the why is purpose, you know, like,
but that's what the big goal is. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, the small stuff is the me stuff. That's my daily stuff. The big goal is I was gonna say beyond myself.
I was gonna say, like, I think that we celebrate those high, like those successes of individuals, but we're celebrating their daily rituals, is what I think what the saying is. Like, we celebrate the daily rituals of those successful individuals. Like, whether if you look at sports, I mean, those guys play all the time, and then we watch them and then we celebrate their successes. Apply that to everything. So your daily rituals will eventually become your success. So what you focus on each day is going to determine how your outcome. But tying it together to what Mark's saying, have that why, have that purpose, and then try to do those daily rituals that get you there eventually, and focus on the daily rituals. Don't get too focused on this, but check back that you're always in the same direction, right? So
yeah, that's a beautiful way to put it. That is a beautiful way to put it. It's like, the big goal is like your map. And then like your small goals are like your itinerary of the day. It's like, we got to check the fuel level.
One step at a time. Yeah.
It's like, check that we have air still in the tires, right? Like, yes. Like, it's like little things like that. But I think that way. Like, I think when like the biggest thing with like, and some of the people I like to call them like fake hustlers, the people that just like talk about working hard, but then they're just always in the same space in life and
they haven't changed. Yeah. They haven't seen any progress.
Yeah. Well, I noticed this a lot. And look, like, I'm not saying I'm the fucking best podcaster or anything like this, but 2 years ago when I started my podcast, I probably had like 3 or 4 friends that started podcasts. And now I'm like, yo, where are you guys? Like, like, I'm still putting 2 episodes out a week. Like, where'd you guys go? Like, and it was like, it was kind of like, I was thinking, it's kind of like, why did you start that in the first place? And like, what were you actually like going towards? Like, I feel like a lot of the time we just kind of, I can't remember why I brought that up, but it's kind of like we
Progression. I think it's having to do with something with like progression and growth. I don't know.
Yeah, because you said something about being a fake hustler, and
I think
right.
it's their your why, your purpose for doing the podcast is different than theirs. Theirs might be like, oh well, it's the thing to do, it's the novelty, and because it's a novelty, it's short-lived energy. But your purpose is a lot different there, Mark. You're like looking to build a community to basically help understand yourself. Like this is, I feel like this is the purpose of the reason why we're all doing this, is to try to understand ourselves. And that why is way bigger than the novelty of, oh, I'll start a podcast because it's a thing to do and maybe I can make some money for them. Like, that seems like what's happened.
Yeah, it's so funny. If anyone thinks they're making money from a podcast, just fucking, does nothing but cost me money. But
Yeah.
it's I can't remember why I brought that up, but it's definitely, maybe it was because I was thinking long term and short term. Like, I don't know, but maybe when I go back and listen to this recording, I'm gonna be like, man, what a fucking idiot. I remember exactly where my train of thought was now. A while back, we were talking about, kind of like basically relative pain. Like Hyro and Mark were kind of talking about, like, sometimes, one person's pain isn't another person's pain. Some people could be like, yo, this is fucking catastrophic. And then another person, who could have just lost their parent, be like, bro, you're dealing with a fucking hangnail compared to me. Like, and it's like, I think a lot of the time, like, I always go back to this analogy because it's from one of my favorite podcasts, but they're talking about, like, at the end of the day, like, hot is hot. So like someone from Vancouver is going to be like, hey, it's like 17 degrees out, 18 degrees out. It's pretty hot today. And then like, someone in Alberta in the middle of summer is like, bro, what are you talking about? It's like 35 degrees here. Like it's hot here. And then like someone's in like Las Vegas and they're like, bro, 35 degrees is our shade. Like it's like 45 here. Like we're hot. And it's like, dude, if it's 20 degrees in Vancouver and I'm sweating and I'm sticking to like the leather chair, that's fucking hot. I don't care what someone else is dealing with. I'm fucking uncomfortable. And I'm not going to fucking just pretend that I'm not because someone else is dealing with something. Like I have this uncomfortability. So like, it's like, I don't give a fuck what hot is for you. I'm hot right now. Like it's an uncomfortable, painful feeling. So like that's, and I think that, when we get like that, like obviously like being hot or cold or anything like that, it's easy to think about. But like, I think like when you're talking about like pain on a daily basis, like, and Caroline, you were talking about this, like sometimes it's one big thing. Sometimes it's a bunch of little things. Sometimes it's a bunch of big things. And like, sometimes it's everything. Right. And Mark, we were talking about this earlier. You kind of mentioned it as well, like how much I do. And I think that it's really easy, like, especially for people that, have like that kind of go-getter, like that go, like there seems to be two types of people. Obviously it's not just black and white, but there's always like the people that are good at going with the flow. And then there's the people that seem to be like, I don't know what you would call it, but go-getters or like people that are just like, hi, like, what are we doing next? We need to do this. And I feel like Mark and like Hannah, you're like that as well. And, Teddy can be like that, but she's a lot better at going with the flow. Carolyn, I feel like you're kind of like that as well. Like, it's kind of like, what are we doing? What's the issue? How do we solve it? What's the next step? Like, it's always like there's a thing. And I think that that's a useful mindset. I think it's a good mentality. And I also have a strong bias because that's the way I am. So I will say that if you're going to be like that over the last couple of years, what I've noticed about myself is it's very easy to be busy, but it's difficult to be productive. And so to Mark's point, like it's really easy to fill my day up. I can easily fill my day up, like with like things to do from 4 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock at night. I could easily fill my day up and I'll be doing things all day. And if someone were to look at my day, they'd be like, wow, you got a lot done today. But it's like, yeah, I was busy, but was I really productive in terms of, am I getting closer to where I want to be? Or am I getting closer to solving some of the problems that I'm dealing with so I can even know where I want to be? Like, am I even in the position to plan for the future, or do I have to fucking figure out the past first and even fucking get my bearings? Like, you can't get direct, even if you have a map that says like, this is where you're going to go. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to plan the steps. It's like, dude, you have to figure out where the fuck you are on the map first. You don't even know like where you are. So how do you know which direction? Even if you know where you're going, you're like, you have to first find where you are on the map, right? Like, it's like, you have to get your bearings. And I think like it's so easy to, and one of the ways I started asking myself this to like figure out where I'm at, or figure out like if what I'm doing is good shit, I'd always ask myself like, there's I feel like there's like 3 types of things that we like can do. There's like, and the first 2 are like very hard to differentiate, but the third one's very obvious. So I always think of it like this. It's there's important things to do, there's urgent things to do, and then there's distractions. There's just like garbage, whatever, right? Like, that's kind of the way I think about it. And it's a lot of the times we see like, oh, this is the list of all the important things we have to do. And then we neglect, oh, well, 3 out of those 10 things are urgent. So I'm going to attend to the 3 things first, because that's time, like it's maybe time sensitive or it's whatever, but it's like, okay, those other 7 things are super important, but these things are a priority. Like, that's the urgent thing that needs to be taken care of. And so like, yeah, just in terms of like, you know, if you're going to be busy, if you're going to have that mindset, if you're going to be like, okay, today I'm going to do 10 fucking things. Like Carolyn, and it sounds like you're already doing this, but I'd say like some of my things, like it's like sit down and do yoga for an hour. Like, maybe that's some of the things you have to do, like just kind of prioritizing, you know, there's all these important things, but what's urgent right now? I need to figure out what I'm going through, what's hurting me, what could hurt me in the future. Like, that's kind of the way I look at it. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
I absolutely love
yeah.
the slow down, speed up thing. You know that I do. I based a whole fucking artwork thing of kettles and cups and teapots and shit off of it because I'm weird. But I absolutely love that. And I think that it's absolutely necessary for you to slow down to be able to speed up. And when I was creating that teapot thing, I was thinking about, I don't know if anybody else does this. Mark fucking hates this shit. And I think it's hilarious. And that's the difference that we have. And I love that we have that difference because he pushes me because of that. But our biggest difference is like when I talk about waking up in the morning, like when I'm home and when I'm not here, I wake up in the morning and I like get my coffee out and I grind my coffee beans and I'm like taking it slow and it's so fucking nice. And like no one else is awake or around me and I don't have to talk to anybody. And I'm like pouring the fucking kettle into the coffee filter and watching the coffee like go through. And if I ever had to have like Mark do something like that, he would be hating his life the entire time because he's like, efficiency, let's fucking go. Like my coffee pot makes my coffee for me and I make a fucking list of shit I have to do while my coffee's being made. Like I edited an episode while my coffee was being made. Like that's the type of person that he is. But I'm like, I'm gonna just take it slow. And as I'm pouring the coffee like into my cup, I'm like, okay, let's fucking go now. Like, let's fucking speed up. Like, let's go. I'm ready to go. I got this. Like, now I'm making my list. Like, now I'm looking at all my overwhelming sticky notes on my laptop. Now I'm starting my design work for the day. Like, now I'm getting back to my client. So yeah, I think it's absolutely fucking necessary to have the slow moments of the day. And that looks completely different to everybody. And I think that reminder from Mark about, you know, doing yoga and slowing down in those ways, like journaling, I need to start journaling again every day for sure. Absolutely. I need to be journaling out my feelings. Yeah.
And the contrast with like, you just like explaining the difference between you two. And it's like, what I'm hearing is Mark's all about like future. He's got to get this shit done. And you're like, I'm going to take a moment to enjoy right now.
Yeah.
Like really like, and so like you guys learning off each other is like, you help slow him down while he helps speeds you up a little bit. Like that's, you know, right there.
Yeah. Beautiful way to put it, man. I never realized that, so thank you for verbalizing that. That's so cool.
Right? Like to both that points, like I mean, Mark, I've been like you and for a long time, and then most recently, it's like okay, I got really good at like whatever it was, like the chip on my shoulder or that the drive to achieve, because I got really good at that. Would always get me up halfway the mountain of success. I would always kind of get to a point, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, the energy, the passion was gone, and I was reflecting on that a lot and over these past years, because I was like, wow, man, why does I get here and I can't constantly fall back a little bit? Like, what is it that I'm doing to myself? And I realized it's like, oh, it's my why behind the what is different. Like I had to look under the hood, to your point, and to Teddy's point, to like, wait a second, slow down, maybe not make any lists. The list that you need to be making is like focus on me, internalize, slow it down, enjoy the steeping of the coffee, as it were, or the meditative moment in the morning when I'm alone and I'm able to do the yoga and feel the now. I love yoga for that, because you're feeling the stretching, which means you can't think about the future. So like it zones you right into this now. And so, yeah, I try to find that balance of being able to slow down to speed up, but also look under the hood to ensure that, like, yes, did I oil, am I oiled? Is the air in my tires? Like, am I, where am I on the map? Am I even on the map? And then map that trajectory. Whereas like before, I didn't do any of that. It was just like make lists, move forward, do what I thought was what I had to do based off what was basically indoctrinated into me by social media, or not social media, I should say, like the movies and the media. And like now it's like, yeah, you got just slow it down and then recalibrate and then take each day as one step. Like for me, that's really important. I want to get to where I want to get to really fast, but then I will forget that like you can only do so much in a day. And if we start to look at each day as one step on our path of life, it's okay to be slow. It's okay not to have so much done in one day.
So I'm going to cut it off right there. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. And like I said in the very beginning, if you want to join a community like this, then reach out to me. Again, my Instagram is at Mark D. Henriksen. But with that all being said, thank you so much for listening to this. Thank you so much for joining in, however you've joined in this conversation. And that's pretty much it. So go out, have a good day, good week, good year, good month, whatever it is. Go out and have a fucking killer one. Thank you so much. Much love and peace out.